It's a strange thought, isn't it? We all know that our physical lives, well, they have an end. But in this digital world we live in, our online lives, they don't play by the same rules. They can stick around, creating this sort of ghost in the machine. So what really happens to all our stuff, all our data, when we're gone? And look, this isn't just some abstract technical question. It's actually a deeply personal one for all of us. Because long after we're gone, our digital self can just stay there, active, a frozen snapshot of who we were. So what does this digital afterlife really look like? You can think of it as a digital ghost. It's this collection of all your information, your memories, your conversations that just keeps existing on servers all over the world way after the person who made it all is, well, gone. I mean, just think about it for a second. Every single photo you've ever uploaded to the cloud, every vacation album you've posted, it doesn't just poof into thin air. Nope, it stays right there, preserved on a server. A little piece of your story just stored away pretty much indefinitely. And it's not just the photos. Your social media profiles, they don't just shut themselves down. They can become these little digital time capsules that your friends and family can still see, unless somebody who has the authority actually steps in to do something about them. But maybe the biggest piece of this puzzle is the massive, and I mean massive, archives of our lives that are held by the tech giants. We're talking years of emails, private messages, all our personal documents. None of it just vanishes. It's all just sitting there, stored away, a ridiculously detailed record of our lives. Okay, now I know that all might sound a little unsettling, maybe even kind of creepy, but here's the good news. We're not totally powerless in all this. Tech companies are finally starting to give us some tools to get a little bit of control over our own digital legacy. So for example, Meta's platform Facebook has something they call a memorialized profile. What this does is it basically freezes your account and turns your page into a digital memorial. It becomes a place where friends and family can visit and share memories, but nobody can log in or mess with the original account. Google, on the other hand, offers something a little different. It's more like a digital inheritance. Their tools let you decide way ahead of time what happens to your account if you're inactive for a while. You can choose to pass on some of your data to trusted people, or you can just have it all deleted. So you can really see the two different philosophies at play here. Meta's approach is all about preservation for other people. It's about creating a community memorial. But Google, they're focused on personal control and inheritance. They give you the power to either pass your data on or just wipe it clean. But let's just zoom out for a minute and think about what all this data really is. It's way more than just files on a computer. It's actually becoming a totally new kind of personal archive. Exactly. All those scattered little pieces, the DMs, the photos, the random thoughts you posted, they all come together to form this incredibly detailed record of a life. Suddenly, it stops being just data and it becomes a person's history. And this really puts the scale of that history into perspective. I mean, think about it. In the past, historians had to rely on dusty old letters and diaries. But now, future generations could potentially see our chat logs, our search histories, even our location data. The level of detail is just, it's like nothing we've ever seen before. And having this massive collection of personal data is leading some futurists to ask some pretty wild questions about what could be possible down the road. I know. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But this is a question that researchers are genuinely starting to explore. Could an AI use this giant personal archive to create an interactive version of someone who's passed away? Now, the idea isn't to literally bring someone back to life. That's not what we're talking about. It's about preserving what some people are calling a digital echo, a simulation of who that person was, built entirely from the data they left behind. So how would something like that even work? Well, the theory is basically a two-step process. First, an AI would sift through and analyze a person's entire digital footprint. Then, using everything it learned, it would build an interactive model that's designed to mimic how that person talked and thought, and even reacted. So whether we ever get to a world with digital immortality or not, one thing is for sure. Our digital lives have this lasting impact that we're really only just beginning to wrap our heads around. You see, every little thing we do online, every post, every photo we share, it isn't just a tiny isolated event. It's another piece being added to this huge collective and seemingly permanent digital memory of all of humanity. So the real question we're left with isn't if your data will outlive you, but for how long it's going to go on telling your unique story to the world. If you found this whole topic as mind-bending as I did, do me a favor and give this a like. The question of our rights is a huge part of this whole conversation, so I'm really curious to hear what you think. Should people have the absolute right to have all their data erased after they die? Let me know down in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more explainers on our crazy, evolving digital world.